The book I've chosen is Cormac McCarthy's No Country for Old Men, written in 2005. A book that allowed him to reach the part of the public abroad for which he was still a bit unknown, and which was adapted into a film by the Coen brothers in 2006. Cormac McCarthy, whose real name is Charles, was born in Providence on the 20th of July 1933. He is known for the Border Trilogy, a literary work consisting in 3 novels, All the Pretty Horses, The Crossing, and Cities of the Plain, published between 1992 and 1998, and For the Road, a post-apocalyptic novel published in 2006 that won him the Pulitzer Prize for fiction the following year. Joel and Ethan Coen are 2 American directors, screenwriters, film producers, and editors. They were born on 29th of November 1954 and 21st September 1957, respectively, both in St. Louis Park. The collaboration between the 2 brothers is so close that the distinction is not clear-cut. The Coen brothers have won a lot of awards, including 4 Oscars for Best Original Screenplay for Fargo and Best Picture Director and Adapted Screenplay for No Country for Old Men. Directors and screenwriters of other well-known films such as The Big Lebowski of 1998, Hail Caesar 2016, and The Ballad of Buster Scruggs 2018. No Country for Old Men tells the story of 3 people and a briefcase full of money between South Texas and Mexico. The story takes place in the recent past, more specifically in 1980. One of the main characters is Llewellyn Moss, a Vietnam veteran who now belongs to the American white trash. One day while hunting, he comes across a drug deal gone wrong. The drugs are still there, the money is not far away, and dealers and buyers have killed each other. Although Moss is a principled and honest man, he appropriates the money to give him and his young wife a better life. In doing so, he triggers a ruthless hunt by local traffickers, and his action has now ignited consequences he cannot face. On his trail, other than the local traffickers, are Ed Tom Bell, a sheriff of bygone days, and Anton Kigo, a ruthless killer who embodies 2 people who know how to move well in such a cruel context. One of those violent, unforgiving characters without any ideals who in McCarthy's story prevail in the end. The story is designed by the dry and coldly descriptive style typical of the writer, which can be seen in the transcription of direct speeches, without the use of inverted commas, which is typical of the Sheriff Bell's resigned thoughts. In its dryness, it also becomes a tool for questioning the meaning of human existence and the presence of a superior design that determines and guides the choice made, even those that are tragically wrong. At the same time, witnessing the senseless slaughter, of which he is almost a passive bystander, the sheriff muses on the moral decay of mankind and the savagery to which it seems destined since the dawn of time. McCarthy is a Western writer. His stories are often set between Mexico and Texas, and even No Country for Old Men, although in modern day, is a classic McCarthy Western. In his books, there is a clash between a man and the world, or between man and situations greater than himself that overwhelm him. The characters are often people linked to the values of America, aimed at the conquest of the West. They are brave, honest, generous, and yet in the end they are forced to succumb, crushed by a violent world. The world is bitter and hopeless, although permeated with true feelings and even high and worthy ideals. No Country for Old Men is no exception to this rule. The characters are men bound to a past that perhaps never existed, with ideals that do not apply to the reality where they live in. In fact, the title refers to this. It is not a country for old men of yesteryear. The discrepancy between the book and the film is also imperceptible. In my opinion, the Coen brothers did a great job, as the film is really enjoyable, the characters well defined, and the landscapes and scenery well chosen. The film renders the grandeur of the landscapes while losing a little when it comes to the city settings. Moreover, no matter how hard it tries, the film fails to convey the sense of despair contained in the book. It seems as if everything can be solved in the best possible way, which makes you appreciate the plot twist. I enjoyed the book and the film, both of which engaged me for a long time. Unfortunately, having seen the film years ago, I was conditioned in my reading of the book in terms of setting and the characters, and certainly also objects such as the various weapons and the air gun used by Kiger. As for the category, I'm not a fan of Western, but both the directors and the author were able to make me appreciate the genre in all its nuances.